Hey folks, before I get into the subject of today's video, a couple things I want to talk about. On the last video, the chicken barn fire, finally found a news story for it. It just came out today, April 21st. The fire completely destroys a 2-story chicken barn on Baseline Road, halfway between Clinton and Auburn. And the part that gets to me here is unknown how many chickens perished in the blaze. So there were definitely chickens in the barn, and it's pretty sad. So, first thing, this one here says 2-story chicken barn, and the fire department called it a 3-story barn. So at this location, there's 2 barns end to end. One of them's 3-story, one of them's 2-story. So when I heard the fireman say 3-story, that's the one I focused in on for the video. But if you go to the other end of it, the other one is 2-story. So at this point I'm not sure which barn it was, but one of the two anyways. So either way, sad situation. The other thing I want to talk about is I need to make a correction, and something that I said a couple days ago. I was talking to a firefighter here in town, and he pointed out my error. Yeah, as the first time I actually spoke to one of our firefighters, it was actually a pretty good conversation. And I told him how much we appreciate them. So, while there are positive virus cases in Huron County, he corrected me in thinking the medical call that I featured a couple videos ago was one of them. I misinterpreted a positive screening for a positive test. They are 2 different things. So when someone calls for an ambulance, they're asked questions. They have symptoms that can be COVID-19 indicators, and that can include fever, coughing, sniffles, stuff like that. So if the patient has any of those symptoms, they're said to be screening positive. It doesn't mean they have the virus. It doesn't mean they have tested positive. It is screening positive. So they are treated, in such a way that they may have it based on their symptoms. So that was an error on my part, and I apologize for that. So at this point, it's still believed that there are no positive cases here in Wingham, so that's good news. So I just wanted to point that out and correct an error that I made. And at least I understand a little more of the terminology now. So, a little bit less confusing when I hear things. So, that was good news. And I'm actually glad I had that talk with him. The downside to all this is some of the symptoms that come with this illness I generally have anyways. And pretty much every day I'm hearing different things, more things that are added to, possible symptoms. With my illness as it is, when I get tired, my temperature goes up. If I'm outside, if it's a damp day or a cold day, I get the sniffles. I'm always weak, sore muscles. I suffer from IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, so, upset stomach and stomach cramps and, diarrhea issues, all possible symptoms I suffer from. So, there's so many more too. So, like I say, some of the symptoms that I have, they kind of are shared with so many different illnesses. So, if I do ever get something, I'm not going to know anyways, because I already have the symptoms for it, right? So the downside to this is if, I ever need to make a call and they ask me these questions, then it's going to be assumed that I have it, just based on, what I live with every day anyways. So I guess that's kind of a downside. And, I'm laughing because I can see the humor in this. So, I don't know what else to say. So, anyways, I need to make that correction. So, So I'll get that out of the way right off. So I'll get into today's topic now. Finally getting around to changing the speedometer cable. And this isn't the first time I've done it, but it didn't really turn out as well this time. And I discovered another issue with the monster I have to take care of soon. Not impressive, but that's the monster. That's to be expected. Okay, folks, a couple of observations. First of all, apparently the bearings are gone on this side as well. I haven't changed these since I got the Monster. I haven't needed to. It's always been that right side for some reason. So apparently this side needs to go. And the other thing, I don't know if you can hear that. The router cable's working, but apparently it's binding. I couldn't figure out why. So maybe it was too long, so I cut off a little piece off the end of it. No, that didn't make any difference. So I'm not worried about it. If it breaks again, it breaks. I'm just not going to bother fixing it again. It's just a minor detail. It's nice to know how fast I'm going and how far I've gone, but at this point, I don't care. I just don't care. Now, another problem. I fixed this once already. Do you remember the problem I was having when I was using the 4-ways? It would go into error mode, and I thought I'd fix that. It started happening again, so I decided to check while I had front end open, and everything's fine. There's no bare wires anywhere. There was a little bit, so I put some tape on it, but apparently it hasn't made any difference, because as soon as I turn the headlights on, error mode, and it'll come up as error code 7. Eventually. Here it is, error code 7. If I just use the headlights, it's not a problem. So I can use the headlights only, I can use the 4-ways only. I can't use them both together. And it goes into error mode. I can't win. So, it's still raining a little bit. I was kind of hoping the rain would be finished by the time I got done with this, but apparently not. So, it's not going to rain very long, so I'm not really overly worried about it. So, I'm going to wait a couple more minutes and check the radar and just see how much longer it's going to last. But the rain that was coming at us was just a little blob. I kind of figured it'd be gone by now, but maybe it's moving slower, or maybe it's expanding, I don't know. So, I'm going to open up the Monster and check that plug inside. Just because. I don't know. Plug looks good. Wires aren't melted or anything. Plug's not melted. Pulled it out, put it back in. Problem solved. But this is annoying me. Not solid. Push the button. Goes to its flash pattern. Push the button again, it doesn't make any difference, it's not changing anything. push the button again. Yeah, and of course, I don't know what to think, guys. I really don't. As before I showed you, pushing the button had no effect whatsoever. And I don't care what flash pattern it's got as long as it's flashing, but it goes to like solid and doesn't flash, and I don't like that. Otherwise, I wouldn't care too much. Cheap cat, yeah. Cheap crap. And guess where it was made? Got it from Amazon, so you can guess where it's made. Holy cow, it gained weight since I set it down.
Mode.
So apparently the blob expanded. I don't know how well you can see that. But it's pretty much done. And I don't see anything coming behind it. So I guess we're good that way. So far no problem. Yeah, no. I don't know what to think anymore. I still stay on the same page. I don't get it. I'm not gonna let it get to me. As long as I can drive it. Keep working. Wheels don't fall off it. I'm good. So, I guess I'm ready to stick my camera on. Remember to start recording. And then go for a tour. Temperature's not bad. It's 10 degrees again, which is 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And once the rain stops, I'll be good. Overdressed at the moment. I'm sweating like crazy, but that's because I've been doing this. So once I get out and start driving, I'll be good. All is well. So, go have some fun.